Hi, my name is Trisha, and I'm here to talk about the book Our Journey from Darkness to Light. I am one of the contributors of this book, and I'm here to share my story. When I was a senior in high school, I had a lot going on. I was very busy. I had a 3.9 GPA. I was working. I was going to hair school. I was in student government, youth city government, and had a boyfriend of almost 2 years. My friends were everything to me. And I remember waking up one night in so much abdominal pain and nausea, and I woke my parents up, and they ended up taking me into the hospital. They tried to do test after test to figure out what was wrong, and nothing was coming up obviously wrong. I was in and out of the hospital for 3.5 months during my senior year, and it started to get really hard for me to miss out on all the life that was going on without me and to feel like I was forgotten. And although my family and my friends did the best that they could, I had to go through this on my own. And it became a really hard thing for me. My boyfriend ended up breaking up with me during this time, also, which was the straw that broke the camel's back. I would just sit there, and all I could really do is watch movies of all these chick flicks and people in love. And I just went into a really dark place, and I was promised in a priesthood blessing that we would be able to figure out what was going on. But test after test, and day after day, and week after week, and month after month, we weren't figuring it out. And I felt so abandoned. I felt so lonely. And I remember being alone one night in my hospital room crying out to God, why have you left me? Why are we not figuring out what is going on? Why does no one love me? These kinds of thoughts. And I got a direct answer that night in my hospital room that I was relying on everyone else for love and strength. And I wasn't relying on my Savior. And that was a realization that has blessed me for the rest of my life. I was able to turn my focus to my Savior and recognize that He is the only one that I can always rely on for strength and love and comfort. They were able to figure out what was going on. I had my gallbladder removed, which was part of the problem, and then I was diagnosed with gastroparesis, which is a disorder of the digestive system where my body was digesting 7 times slower than the average person. And all the pain medications that they had me on top of my gastroparesis were shutting my systems down. And so once I was able to get on the proper diet and the proper medications, I was able to move on with my life. Now, this was still a really hard thing. I had a lot of pain still if I ate anything wrong or if I didn't take my medication. And I ended up getting married, and for the first couple years of marriage, it was still a really hard thing. I was really sick for a lot of that. And I am happy to report that after my first pregnancy, I didn't experience any side effects for my gastroparesis. And this was a miracle to me and to my family. Um, and we can't really explain what happened, but I am so grateful for this miracle of healing. I just wanted to read an excerpt from the book that I wrote. I grew in the knowledge that I could trust him, that his promises are sure as well as his timing, and I learned that I could always rely on him above anyone else. God is still a God of miracles. I will forever be grateful for the changes in me and the lesson I learned through this difficult time in my life, lessons that I continue to use until this day. Thank you.